Rick Grimes is alive. Okay, so whichever one of you sold your soul so that this guy could be still living, thank you. Hello Weirdlings, my name is Sammie, and we're here to talk about the amazing episode that was The Walking Dead. So this was the last episode before the mid-season finale, and holy crap, things are getting crazy. So this is your giant blanket warning of spoilers ahead. Like, there's gonna be so many spoilers, your face is just gonna melt off. So I don't wanna hear any complaining, because I warned you. So we obviously have to talk about the fact that in that first few minutes of the opening credits, we have Glenn still alive, crawling underneath the dumpster like a lot of people actually predicted would happen. But somehow he survived all that, and him and Enid made their way back down to town when I think his whole interaction with Enid just shows how good of a person he is. Like, even when he could have just left her and no one would have blamed him or been angry, especially her, she wanted to be on her own. But he didn't. He was like, no, young lady, you're gonna, he kind of dad talked her a little bit. He was like, no, young lady, you're coming with me. No buts about it. I am still in shock. I'm gonna need to talk about something else. I can't even process this. So it was a pretty terrible idea to give Ron a gun, because obviously now he's just gonna go after Carl, because Carl was being all, don't worry kid, you'll get the hang of using a gun. And Ron was like, yeah, okay, I know how to use a gun. Things are not looking good. Plus, at the end of the episode, we obviously have the huge wall coming down on everybody's faces and all the walkers are coming in. And if you've read the comics like I have, you kind of have an idea where things are going, and it's kind of terrifying. And where is Sasha, Abraham, and Daryl with that big truck? Maybe they could just run into the wall and cause an explosion and draw the walkers out or something. But then you have all this extra melodrama going on with Carol and Morgan and that extra walker that got bitten, but oh my gosh. At this point, Glenn is actually the safer one outside of the walls because, oh boy, there's some craziness going on inside the walls. I know Rosita only gave like a little bit of instruction, maybe like 30 seconds worth of instruction that we saw at least on how to use a machete, but maybe it's gonna actually help the Alexandrians and they're not just gonna keep getting killed off every time anything terrible happens. Seriously, those guys are worse than the red shirts. Someone always dies in the mid-season finale. That might not be accurate. I did not fact check that, but I feel like someone always dies in the mid-season finale, so I'm very concerned. I just cannot imagine what would happen if Glenn died after all this. Anyway, that's all the words that can come out of my mouth right now about this. Please let me know down in the comments what the most intense part was for you so that we can talk about it and cry about it. Well, maybe you're not a crier. If you're not a crier, that's fine. I don't know why this conversation is going this direction. Anyway, I will be with you to cope or to congratulate or whatever happens in the mid-season finale next week. I will be here for you on Monday. I hope you have a great day. I will catch you next time. Bye.